got involved in the sales training profession. It was a seed that was planted in my mind in 1989 when I was a traveling salesperson. And I was driving about 20,000 miles a year, and so I was listening to Nightingale Conant cassette tapes back at the time. And I remember thinking one day when I was driving that this would be a really great profession, but I talked myself out of it because I thought I might need to have a psychology degree or something. Well, then in 2005, I was approached by Dick Brooks, who was a Sandler trainer here in town, and he'd been my coach for 10 years, about possibly being a succession plan for him. And it just made sense, you know, those seeds that were planted, 15 years before that. And so I got out of my benefits practice that I co-owned with 3 other people, and I joined him. And the past 12 years have been amazing. It's really what I was meant to do. What's unique about Sandler Training is that we provide training and coaching, and not just one or the other. And part of that is because, with coaching you do get that one-on-one, and we can just work on the things that are specific to you. But the training, there's that mastermind piece, which is where people will ask questions that maybe they wouldn't think to ask, or we just have a different group of people in there, and it's just a different situation every time they come in. The other thing that's different about Sandler is that we have 11 to 12 sessions a month, an hour and a half at a time, that they have open access to. So we hope to see them 4 to 5 times a month. But that gives them the ability to come in, to sharpen the saw, and not just know things, but actually master what they're learning and own what they're learning. And then the last part is that we provide unlimited coaching. So whether that's phone or email or in person, that allows them to use it what works best for them. Winning the Stevie Award for the National Sales Trainer of the Year was a highlight of my career. What was really unique about that was that, first of all, it was a national award, and while I've won some regional and local awards before, and even some awards within Sandler Training, winning this award, which was not just based on revenues, but based on testimonials from my clients, and that was an extremely gratifying just to read what the people wrote. And then also the judges were national in scope, and so they were looking, and I was competing with lots of other large company trainers. And so for me to win something like that was really kind of the highlight of my career. Salespeople who have used Sandler Training successfully are typically people that are already confident and competent, but they have a gap between where they are and where they want to go. So an example of that could be someone who has maybe been selling, the average sale has been $10,500, and for them to get to where they want to go, they really need to be averaging around $15,000. Or it could be that maybe they're working a lot more hours than they really want to work. They might be making their goals, but at what cost? So we help people who want to either make more money or save time, or in many cases both. And if they don't really have that desire, then they tend not to do as well in our training. So we're looking for people that have been selling, let's just say, a minimum of 3 years, preferably 10, and they have a gap from where they are and where they want to go. And then also they tend to sell a bigger ticket item with a lower frequency. So that might be construction, or it could be marketing and PR firms. And by them coming to the sessions 4 to 5 times a month and utilizing the coaching services, they get out of it what they put into it, and those are the folks that we're looking for, the self-motivated, self-directed, and they have a gap from where they are and where they want to go. The future of sales training reminds me of the old adage, what old is new. And what I mean by that, for the past 10 or 15 years, anybody with a laptop computer and an internet connection could say they were in the sales training business. And while I think there's a place for that, at the end of the day, a lot of the folks that we still work with do have face-to-face meetings, or at a minimum phone conversations with their clients. So having that face-to-face training really makes a difference. The other thing is everybody's attention span is a lot shorter these days due to technology, and there aren't quick fixes to these types of things. So having something that's ongoing and that they have available to them in real life, I believe, is part of the future. And then the last part of it is technology is part of what our people deal with, whether it's emails and not getting phone calls returned. So we still have to incorporate technology into our training, but it doesn't take the place of our training. And that's what we believe is the future of sales training.